Welcome to the channel. Today we got Brando and his weapon of a Troopy back again. Now, if you're a long-time viewer, you will have seen we did a good video on this Troopy about a year ago before Brando decided to take off and do half a lap of Australia, which is everybody's dream. So we thought while he's back in this part of the woods before he does his second half, we'd catch up and find out what was good, what was bad, and all about the Troopy. So the last time we saw Brando, he was just about to leave and he was worried about packing, which we'll get to in a second. But before we do that, if you want to see everything that's been done to this Troopy, click the link on the old video that we've done and have a look at it because it's got everything that's happened in this video on it. So, Brando, last time we spoke, you were about to leave, you were packing everything up, you were worried about where everything was going to go. You got it all sorted, obviously?
Yep. I took a while to get it sorted, but
yeah,
we got there and then a few changes on the way too. Swag got a bit dirty, didn't want it in the car, hate a cluttered hallway, hate it so much. So a lot of things changed on the way and dialed it into, fine-tuned it.
I already see a few things that are different, but a few more mods on the way, a few changes.
Yes.
Do you want to walk us through kind of all that?
No worries. Where do we start, really? Mods obviously pretty clear. New rooftop tent, long time coming. Bush company. Wouldn't knock the swag. Really liked the swag. Really did. And I think it's hard to say what's better because obviously it's new. The swag's, I think, best for up north.
Is it?
Yeah, because like you're sort of set up and you're doing a lot more for driving. Like obviously the Cape, as most people know, Old Telly's pretty gnarly and don't know if I'm going to do it with the big rooftop tent on there.
Yeah, is that just because the centre of gravity's a bit higher?
Yeah, it's a lot of weight up there.
Yeah.
You do a lot of wheel lifts and a lot of tracks up there. Northern Territory, not so much, but even then, so many corrugations, the gib, this and that, like,
Righto.
That's a lot of weight just shaking and going on to what broke, a few things like brackets, bolts and bull bars, stuff like that. So if it can do that much damage, imagine what it's doing to your rails up top.
100%.
150 kilos. So.
Yeah. But how many Ks would you have done?
I did 30,000 Ks.
Did you? So look, nothing's going to be perfect after 30.
Nah.
And you would be over a lot of corrugations and the Cape's rough. You know, you weren't driving on highways.
Nah, barely any. The Stewart was probably something I tracked on a fair bit.
Right.
And that's bitumen, but it doesn't take long until you go to a national park or something and you're back on corrugation.
So you've put it through its paces.
Definitely. So I can't really knock much. Like what I've been through, everything's held up. Pretty Mickey Mouse.
From when you built it and when you left to now rooftop tent accepted, was there much other things that you changed inside or outside or?
I did change a few setup tips. So obviously I had the swag going through the hallway and I'd just bring it out just to keep the wind drag off the roof rack and whatnot. I ended up changing that because I got so much dirt on it. I was putting it back in the car.
Yeah.
And that really frustrated me, all the red dirt inside the car. So I took that out, put it on the roof rack. Not bad, but then started getting a bit annoying. Going up, throwing it down, packing it up, throwing it back up.
Right.
So that's all I changed really on the road.
All the 12 volt worked, all your lights worked.
Amazing, thanks to the boys.
Yeah.
But no issues there. Actually, inverter. I had problems the entire time.
Did you?
The 350 watt, we've changed that. We've got a cheeky 3000 watt inverter in there now.
Oh. Didn't you have one before you left?
That's the one in there now. So it's just sitting in the back, and so we upgraded a few cables and slapped that one in, and now it's awesome. Running an air fryer.
You provisioned for that anyway, like that was part of your plan at the start, wasn't it?
So you're
running an air fryer now?
Yeah,
induction.
the other week. Not induction.
Right.
I like the gas. I think air fryer drew enough. It was like 140 amp, and I'm sitting there with like 200 amp of battery. You're like, oh, quick cook, you know. But nah, it's pretty cool. But that's pretty much it. And then I got home and I did some more storage mods.
Engine-wise, that all went okay?
Perfect. Yeah. Just auto tune again.
Just autos didn't let you down.
Nah. Anything that I thought, I was in trouble, I wasn't. Like, it was good. And obviously with the GXLs and the magic buttons, I was that annoying guy cruising past everyone, which is good. But
absolutely.
I got hung up one time on the 7 beaches run, or 5 beaches run. That's actually 7 up at the Cape. Going down the sand dune and just leaf hangers, classic 70 series problem.
Yeah.
Leaf hangers, rolling a rock. Magic buttons didn't do me any good there because the wheels were just spinning, but we got winched out. Embarrassing.
Right. Oh, well, that's all right.
Only time.
Yeah, cool. Just for anybody who's watching, who's in the middle of building a Troopy, what are the top 3 mods that you've done to this after months on the road, living out of this car? What would you say to somebody would be your best 3 mods?
Ones you want to definitely look at, and best that I've done for sure, is engine tune. When you're pulling such a heavy rig, having the extra power, like they only 140 horsepower.
Yeah,
stock,
because mine's standard and it's gutless.
Just stage 1, the first package, that's all you need. It still keeps it reliable.
Yeah.
Had no problems, no overheating, no nothing.
Yeah.
It just gives you that pull down low.
Yeah, nice.
Probably number 1. Second has got to be suspension, really. Like where I've been and how it's held up, even now. Got them checked, fine.
So that was all Superior gear?
Superior, yeah.
And you're running, what's that, a 2-inch lift with 30, oh, was it 3-inch?
3-inch.
3-inch with 35s, wasn't it? So you haven't had any issue with rubbing or clearance
Absolutely
issues
nothing.
with the 35s, it's just all worked perfectly?
We've got the extended radius arms in, that all comes in the Superior package.
So that's a 3-inch lift package from Superior?
Yeah,
Righto.
and it's just been unreal. I'll say one thing, I found that the poly bushes that is used in the leaf backs, they split on me a couple of times, but I've heard from a lot of people that's what poly bushes do with the heavy rig. So I've actually changed to rubber. I've got rubber now. Trying them out.
Do they squeak?
No, I haven't really found. But I haven't really found.
Third?
Well, electrical system. I think they're the big top 3, really.
I think so.
Like power, suspension,
clearance, ride quality.
A good electrical system, because there's sometimes, especially up north, there's a lot of camps where you are like, there's no one around.
Yeah, fair.
That's where it really gets fun and you enjoy it. But you can imagine if your 12 volt failed and you're kind of like, damn. Yeah.
I noticed, we haven't talked about it, you did put a solar panel on top of the rooftop tent as well?
Yep.
And so you can park up and still get charged in.
Yep. So I've done that. And top 3 new mods, I guess, would be number 1, the rooftop. Rocked a swag for 4.5, 5 months and couldn't knock it. I love a swag, but I've just spent a week in this and damn wasn't I missing out.
I've had the Bush company, if you've been watching the channel for a while, for probably 4 years now. I'm a big fan. I'm a huge fan of the Bush company gear.
One complaint, too comfortable. So we spoke about before, I'm usually, up with the sun in the swag and in this. It's just too easy to roll over and zip up a bit, get a few more hours.
Have another couple hours.
The other 2 would be probably the front roof console by Troopy Gear, a little Instagram store.
Right.
And same company do these 2 side shelves. So they mount up top.
Okay.
And that's just given me, like we talked about before, I had a heap of stuff in the hallway. So I had like clothes bags and you get it's just on the road, it gets really messy. Like a Instagram virtual reality would be really good to do. It's kind of just shocking. I'd definitely say they've been really handy because now I've got camera gear, I've got a place for my towels and it's not taking up my pantry space either.
So you're organised, everything's got a place now.
It's a lot better with all these. Storage is a very big one, I think, too. If you're going to live on the road for a bit, everyone underestimates storage. And you get a Troopy and you're like, I've got so much space. Somehow you don't. Sometimes, so they've been really good.
Oh, cool. Excellent. Mate, talk us about your trip. So where did you go? And probably what I want to know is, what was your favourite bit?
Right. A lot to unpack in this. But so I went up north along the east coast. Went a bit differently than other people. Like I actually went up to as far as Cooktown, did Lion's Den and all those cool places.
Was that after all the floods and that was rebuilt?
Yeah. So that's all after that and stuff. And then I went from there and across and down through like the Tablelands and pretty much I took the Savannah Highway. That's the best idea if people want to look that up. Come straight up. But that takes you through the top of Australia to the Gulf. Places like Normanton, Coorumba. Coorumba's the actual golf part,
Right,
which is like
okay.
the town before you duck up that way, I guess. So I took that across, which then takes you into through Hell's Gate, Borroloola, into Northern Territory. And then if you follow that road, you pretty much end up at Daly Waters pub, which, if you don't know what that is, look that up, because that was a great pub.
Was it?
Awesome.
Yeah,
Just spectacular, cool. Yeah. But in the middle of nowhere too, which is awesome. Pretty loose pub.
So, nice.
Met a few people. We pretty much toured from Daly Waters up. So we did a few national parks, like we did the Kakadu, there's a lot of them, and now it's top of my head and I'm not going to be able to pronounce them, but pretty much if you go Daly Waters up, follow the map, they're kind of left and right from the Stewart, and they go like that. Top ones in that area, kind of Litchfield was awesome, Kakadu was awesome, so much to see there, like Jim Falls and Twin Falls, and a lot of hiking, but magical places. Little places like Mataranka and stuff, cool springs. NT, definitely favourite state so far.
Is it?
Love it. So we did that, and then we actually went over to WA and we did the Gib. Met up with
Big Morty. Yeah.
So met up with him, a mate of mine working in Kununurra at the time.
Yeah.
So that, obviously crossing the border, you go back down into Katherine and you end up in Kununurra, which is the first town. From there, we went west onto the Gib, and then we took the Gib across. We didn't do like upper Kimberleys, which we really wanted to do, but that section you can go slightly up, but the remainder of the section you kind of need to book a trip.
Right.
It's kind of like Indigenous land.
Okay.
Go through the process.
Get passes and stuff. Yeah.
So we didn't do that. We did the Gib straight across, which was awesome. Good to do it with a mate too.
Yeah.
Big Morty. Got up to some mischief. That was awesome. And then we obviously took that over into Broome, and we stayed in Broome for 3 or 4 days, which was magic. It's really cool to see all the red and the
that would be incredible.
Kimberley region. I love the Kimberley region. And then you go across, and then you go through Broome, and it's still red. Like front yards are red, all this stuff. And then you get to Cable Beach. We sort of just went straight to the coast. Then you just look out, it's like crystal clear blue water, white as white beaches. So
Western sunsets.
Yeah. Unreal. So and they've got bars along there too. So we pretty much went up, we got to stay here, found a caravan park. They were really busy at the time too. They're like, you can squeeze in here. We're like, we'll squeeze in anywhere. We literally camped behind these bins where everyone put their rubbish, just a line of bins. But that would do us, we camped up there in the swags and sat at the pub and watched the sunset, and that was good. And anyway, we took the Savannah Way then all the way back, because the Gib actually sits north of Savannah Way. Right. So you can actually take Savannah Way all the way across the Broome, but you're just on the bitumen. And
you want to go and see stuff.
You want to go cool stuff. So we did that, so it kind of ends up being a loop. So into Broome, then we took Savannah Way back up into Kununurra. Where did I go? I went to Arnhem Land. That's where I went. So that's why I've racked up 30,000 Ks. What I've done isn't really 30,000 Ks. If you do it properly.
Well, you've done a lot of this.
Yeah, I was not really planned. Kind of just going where the wind blew. Previous, I don't know if I mentioned, but previous to going to WA, we did go up to Darwin stuff, and then we circled back, did Dundee Beach and then Litchfield. That's on that the west side. Right. So we did that, came back. I actually boosted it to Gun Point, which is another awesome place. Met up with some people that I'd met previously. We did Cahill's Crossing. That's another big one on Instagram. You see all the crocs. Yeah. Anyway, we took that road. So that road kind of goes up and around. I'm not even sure what that road is really called, but it takes you up and around. Then it connects to Central Arnhem. So we hopped onto Central Arnhem, and then that took us all the way to Nullumbi, where there's like a fuel station, there's a pub. Yeah. It's built up. But from that stretch, it's like a good 6-hour drive. Nothing. Like, it's just a dirt road and washouts and there's crests that you don't see. So the Troopy got all 4 wheels off the ground multiple times. He's just like cruising, then the ground just drops and he's straight over. So it's pretty nuts, and that was awesome. That's why I like the NT. Like Arnhem Land was huge plus.
Was it?
Really cool, especially with the fella there having a boat. So we got to not only explore there and do a lot of tracks, and not too many tracks, but there's a lot of cool destinations. Yeah. We got to fish and around the whole coastline, and very very cool. So from there straight down south, so we came back across, we did the whole Central Arnhem this time. The mate I was traveling with actually broke down in the middle of Central Arnhem, which isn't good. She's not meant to stay there at all. So we had to try and get him out. So the Troopy, trusty Troopy, pulled out a D-Max and a camper trailer, 4.5 ton or something. Don't even worry about the towing capacity. She pulls whatever you want her to. So took him, got him out of there.
Yeah.
To like a little station, got him on a tow truck to Catherine. And then from there, we had to kind of wait a little bit. So we actually boosted it back up to Darwin, hung out, did all the fun stuff there and picked up his car. He was on his way. And then from there, I went straight back down past Catherine, down the centre, did Devil's Marbles, which is another great thing to see. Kept going. We went down, got into Alice Springs there then. And then from Alice Springs, we did the Mereenie Loop. So that's like on the Mereenie Loop, you'll do things like the Kings Canyon.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of gorges. It just goes on a loop and it then connects back to the Stewart, I believe.
Right.
And then from there, we didn't actually do that part of the Mereenie Loop. We actually cut off after Kings Canyon and went down to Uluru. Did Uluru. Cool stuff to do there, like Uluru and Valley of the Winds walk and really awesome things.
What a trip.
Yeah, it's awesome. So red dirt and got some photos to show. It's magical. It's really cool to see really rich red dirt.
I reckon.
Especially on the blue. It looks fantastic. But I skipped the Cape going up first time. So I was like, we've got to do the Cape and had a mate luckily wanted to fly into Weipa. So then I actually boosted it from Uluru diagonally all the way to Weipa. So that was quite the mission along the Plenty Highway, which is not the best highway in the world. Cool experience though, because nothing. And that makes you question if the Earth's round or flat, I tell you, because there's nothing out there. It's just flat. There's just nothing. So met Baz, as you know, on the channel.
Yeah.
And then we did the Cape together. Old Telly, Frenchman's. Then he ducked off. And I did Old Coach and Creb Track. It all.
You did everything.
Very luckily, as I was leaving, everything reopened because I had that bad cyclone.
Oh, because it was closed, wasn't it? Yeah, that's right.
So everything reopened. So I got to do the Creb, everything up there, which is really cool. Maybe miss out on a few things. You miss out on. It's everywhere you're going to miss. Australia's too big. So pretty much boosted it back down. Stayed off in places that had been there before, catched up with a few people I've met and I know. And now I'm back here and all south
planning again.
Yeah.
What was if you could pick one spot, what would you go back to?
Very, very tough. But I think, look, the Cape's everyone's dream.
Yeah.
It's two parts. If you want adventure, Cape is 100% the adventure.
It's a wild east. Yeah.
It's just like, wow, track building and frights and scares and nervousness and beers. A lot of beers. It's just great. So definitely Cape if you want to get the blood pumping a bit.
Yep.
If you want to see somewhere that's untouched, do Arnhem Land.
Right.
And Northern Territory.
Yeah, okay.
Gibbs up there too. It's very hard to really pick, definitely Northern Territory. You just feel so good there. Such a relief. It's not as built up. There's not as many. They still have like the same rules. They're just not as. It's just not as tight.
Yeah.
It's just there's not many people there. So much open space. Like highways are 130. They just got all this fun stuff going on. They got markets and they got it's very very cultural centre, but it just comes to life. And you got springs and so definitely Northern Territory for me at the moment is so up there. And Arnhem Land was very cool. Very cool.
I do want to talk about, because obviously a lot of Ks, there might have been a couple of accidents, and I've just noticed one thing here. How did that happen?
Buddy, Baz.
Baz. Yeah, actually before the cameras were rolling, you were saying how Baz stuffed it.
Yeah, just shocking spotter. He's really good, buddy. He blamed himself for this one on the Cape. Got through pretty much everything. Did Palm Creek, did Gunshot, did all the hectic parts of the telly, like, oh my God. And then it's this one bit, had a heap of rain, a lot of people failing on it, couldn't get it through. So we thought it would be nice for the people and would reopen it for them. So we just used the Troopy to just keep plowing the mud and keep doing it. So we good story. We opened it for everyone, got the clap. Yeah, thanks guys. Because everything was falling apart, but lack of concentration from Baz. Jumped up into a wall, got the whole side, but luckily for the Mission 4x4 table, not just a cleanup table apparently, a bit of armour. And got a pretty decent scratch on the side. But Baz, I'm meaning to get that money off you to fix that.
And he's not here at the minute to defend himself, so it clearly was his fault.
It's 100% his fault. Yeah. Like, it's not the driver, it's the spotter.
100%. Yeah, every time.
Shocking.
Man, you've been on the road, as we keep saying, for months and months and months. So I want to know, water storage, food and fuel, and beer if we have to. Like, how did you manage it all? All the time.
I'll start with beer, eh?
Yeah.
I pretty much. I might even be a few cans in here. Oh, there we go. Oh, ginger beers. Don't show that. That's embarrassing. No. Well, I pretty much managed it. So it was like bottom shelf. Was beers. I pretty much cycled them out. So usually had a carton in the hallway here, cycling them out because I do only have 65 and 25.
Yeah. Because you got the other fridge at the front, didn't you? Yeah.
So that was, I pretty much worked out that it was better to have that fridge as a freezer.
Right.
You save on groceries too. You buy all your meats and stuff and you put it in the freezer.
Yeah.
So whenever you want meat that day, you take it out, blah, blah, blah. This was all your more, would you say, like deli items, like wraps and stuff in here, and your hams and salamis and whatnot. And chicken, like I used to get a lot of pulled chicken, you know.
Bachelor's handbag?
Yeah, 100%, yeah. So, a lot of chicken and stuff and just little containers, put them in there, and then the rest was all beers. So it was kind of all the
healthy
stuff.
Healthy diet.
Yep, feeling good. That worked definitely the best. Yeah. Because you find when you're pulling over for a quick snack, you don't want anything in that fridge. Like you just want all the quick snack items like in here, like your ham, salamis, chicken.
Yeah, because you can pull one of those drawers out to a table, can't you? So you can just make everything there.
Yeah, so I pretty much just made most things on here or around the corner on that table, you know.
Yeah.
Pretty much here though, like a wrap kind of thing, you just pull that out, wrap, and then very
off you go.
Easy. So it was funny because I thought I'd drink a bit more, but when I was by myself, didn't drink as much, and then I met a heap of people, then drunk twice as much, and it was very hard to really dial in at the start, but we got there.
The water's at the back?
Yes.
45 litres?
45 litres at the back, and I think honestly that's all you need. Like sometimes you want more, but you're so much more weight, you know? And I like 45's just enough. It's not as much weight, and it does me perfectly. Like I mainly use it for washing up. Yeah. Quick rinse.
So you're not drinking it or anything?
No, I do sometimes. Like I make my coffees and teas out of it.
But you're boiling it.
Exactly. Yeah. You know, and it just means you can kind of like, if you got dirty water here and there, like not really gonna affect you. Yeah. You know, using to clean up or you're boiling it. So that was fine. And then I just buy bottled water. Yeah. You know, or like fill up a water bottle at some place. You know, it's not too hard. Worst comes to worst, boil the water. Put it in a water bottle. But that's perfect for me. Other people will probably disagree because a lot of people are like, nah, you need a lot more water. But that's if you're doing a lot of showers and stuff. And I might have a rinse out of it, but I'll go for a swim. Swimming in a freshwater creek or something. Beautiful. You feel cleaner.
You would do. Yeah.
I've got a few videos of me just standing under a waterfall. Sort of look cool. It didn't. But so did it. So
now the big question is, 30,000 kilometres. What was your most expensive place that you filled up that you can remember?
Hell's Gate. It was like the $3 mark, 3 something. But that is warranted because when you get to Hell's Gate, there's no fuel station like back the other way or until you get into Northern Territory or like Borroloola or something. Yeah.
So it would cost them a fair whack to get it out there.
100%. And it isn't. There's nothing out there, and it's nice little station. We'll point that out. You got like 300 kilometres that way, 300 kilometers that way, just no fuel. So it's kind of like you have to. Fair, I guess. But that was the only big sting. I thought Arnhem Land was going to be more expensive. It wasn't too bad. Like it was up north, it was far more expensive than anything around here. Like until I got to Darwin, there was no time I paid $1 something. You know, like it was, I think Darwin I got $1.80, I guess. So diesel was definitely the biggest expense on the trip. Right. Like if you're planning on doing extended trip, diesel will be the downfall of that. Even with 290 litre tanks, thankfully the Troopy's got pretty good range, especially not too sure yet with the rooftop on. It seems to be on the highways, it's not doing as well.
That's good, but, well, it's actually, you've got more wind resistance.
Yeah, exactly. So, but previous to that, just all those tune, very good fuel efficiency for a 70 series. You get a lot of Ks out of a Troopy, but when you fill up, it stings because you're always filling up both tanks.
Both tanks. Yeah, it's 180 litres at $2. It's $300, $250 every time.
Cheap end, like the 285. Did a lot of 285 taps. and a few 300 plus taps. But don't think that's going to be the case down south.
No, I think it'll be, it's a lot more populated, a lot more servos, a lot more competition.
100%. And it's very open. And if you're going to a destination up north, it seems like you're always going to be, it's weird. Like there's so much around, but you're going to be driving a long way all the time. Like it's never like, going to go down the road like 15 minutes or even like an hour. It's pretty much always 3+. Yeah. Pretty much everywhere was a fair few hours away. Drive, And saying that I did do, like previously discussed, I did the lap a bit like this. So
you could do it. You could do the same if you planned it to do just go one way. If you were literally doing like an anti-clockwise lap, you wouldn't see everything you've seen, but you've done this for a reason, but you could do it with a lot less Ks.
100%. I reckon like half of it. Like
Right.
honestly, probably looking at 15,000 Ks. I reckon just because I did do a lot of like back and forth. Obviously going to Broome, to Kununurra, then all the way back up to Darwin, then all the way across, and then all the way back, and then all the way back, and then all the way down.
Keep changing your mind.
I know, but it's a bit like that on the road, which I love it.
Yeah, just go where you want to go.
I never had a plan. I just had a direction. So you'd sort of go, and then someone go, okay, go here, but yeah, right, but
let's go.
And off here, and then explore that, and then you meet people, and then you kind of like, oh, I'm going that way too. And a lot of people I met were a lot more organised than me, so they were on, looked up all these cool places and stuff like that. I was like, oh yeah, I'll come. Like, yeah, come. So that's pretty much how the lap so far has panned out, and South will be the same, but I think a little bit less.
So so you're setting off. You just said off camera. You've booked a month in Tassie.
Yep. So leave Tassie on the 6th of Feb. Got that booked. Going over on I think it's called the Spirit of Tasmania. Some big boat, which I'm pretty keen on. It's 11 hours.
I heard that. Yeah.
11 hours on a boat. They've got a bar, so we're going to be all right. So we're really keen to do Tassie, and good mate down there, and offered to stay with him on a property there. So got a nice home base to explore for a month, and then I'll come back and go into South Australia. And
you'll go all the way around the south coast.
Yeah. So for me, the lap's going to be done or completed for me once I get back up to Broome, because that's where
So you're going all the way back up to Broome?
Do the whole coastline back up to Broome, and I actually missed out on with my mate Morty. Yeah. He had obviously work and whatnot, so we both wanted to stay longer in Broome because it was so nice, but we only got to do sort of like the Broome Centre, Cable Beach, pretty much just that portion. And there's so much more. There's the tip of like Broome, there's like Cape Leveque and...
Wow. So once you get to Broome then, back the same way or back over the top, or?
I'm probably going to just go to my favourite places.
On the way back?
Yeah, because met a lot of people there, made some good friends, and there's always bits where you leave where you want to revisit.
Yeah.
So many, like Litchfield, for instance, like we did all of Litchfield, but we had to do it quickly because I had to get to Kununurra so that we could do the gib.
When you lined up with Morty's holiday. Yeah.
So when he had a holiday, so rushed that, and Litchfield was awesome. And there was a few waterfalls in Litchfield that I missed. So they're just little things, and you're always going to, like, shocking how big Australia is. Like, you mind blowing.
Can't wait to see it.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
Mate, thank you so much for giving us a snapshot of your trip and letting us see the update of the Troopy. If you want to follow Brando's travels, we'll put the tags up on the screen now. And as Mud Mods and Beers, we're always going to follow him. So, mate, thank you so much, and good luck with your next trip.
Cheers, Richard.
Good on you.
Appreciate it.